All right, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Woo, 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 woo. I am so excited for all of you. For those of you who don't know, this is the 15-week Build Your Boss Biz pitch contest. So these lovely young ladies, along with 30 other women, were actually already in a class, and they've been learning all things marketing. They've been learning about their businesses. They've been learning how to pitch. They've been learning how to talk about their businesses. I mean, what was your favorite thing? Each person, if you want to go down, what was your favorite thing that you learned throughout the 15 weeks?
Mine would have to be preparing the social media content. That was my breakthrough, and that was my breakthrough. Thank you for that breakthrough, by the way.
I love it, love it, love it, love it. Who else?
Mine was learning the numbers. That was the most important thing. For me, I shied away from it. But really, like, you giving us the confidence to, hey, here are your numbers. What do you need? Ask for what you need. Those things were very, very important to me.
I love it. And I just want to, before the next person goes, just want to say that right there is extremely, extremely important. It's the part where most businesses, they don't think about this particular piece. They don't think about their numbers. They don't even know where to find their numbers. And so for me, this 15-week course, that's one of the most important things. I think I mentioned that like a million times throughout the course. Like when we get to the week of know your numbers, like you guys are going to leave this like understanding the importance of knowing your numbers. And by the time this 15 weeks is over, you should know your numbers. And that's some of the questions that Taqwa and I are going to ask tonight. Anybody else want to go?
I will. For me, it's more about moving on from a side business to a real business. Really, like having all the tools to really make it legit. I don't know if you can say that. Yeah, it's really, that's what it was for me. Thank you.
I love it. You're welcome. And you know what? Like this, your business is real, right? Any type of idea that you have, you can make it a reality. Right. So it's important, for us to understand that, okay, no more side hustles. Like, let's go. Let's make this a business. And, we're looking to make the impact that we want to make in the world. So let's go. Right. I love it. Good, good, good. Anybody else?
I'll go. I actually really enjoyed when I learned how to ask questions to my audience and get their feedback, because I learned a ton about the people I'm trying to reach. So it was great.
Yeah. Love it, love it, love it. Anybody else? All right, let's get into it. So first of all, we have a returning guest, right? So this young lady, she was actually a part of Co-Hort 1, whoop, whoop, and she was actually the winner. So I would love for you guys, if you're not already connected, I would like for all of you to connect with Taqwa. She did just an amazing job in her pitch. I know I sent her pitch to all of you to kind of take a look at. She was just the person that just knew her business the best out of everyone, and that's why she was the winner. She had the look, she already had the website, she just was boss literally when she came in, and the questions that we asked her, she just an amazing job. So we're so grateful for you to be here, Taqwa. We really appreciate it. So Taqwa, please just tell us a little bit about yourself before we get started.
Okay, well, my name is Taqwa Hassan. I currently reside in Detroit, Michigan. Like she mentioned, I was the winner of the last session. The name of my company is the Black Box Collection. I make one-of-a-kind handcrafted jewelry and accessories for the eclectic and chic woman. I also partner with my sisters. We have a social loft venue that we do here, and it's a space for women. And actually, we focus on business as well. So we try to, for the sisters in Michigan, we try to build them up as far as business, wellness, fitness. So, yeah, those are just some of the things that kind of keeps me busy. I was a graduate of Wayne State University. I graduated with a bachelor's in fashion merchandising. I've always had a passion for fashion and design. It's just something I really love. So it was just natural to me to kind of build different brands off of that. So alhamdulillah, I'm thankful to be here. I've definitely learned a lot in the last session, and even these other sessions that you all were doing. I know I peeked in on a couple of them because alhamdulillah, I still have access to some of the videos. And I remember the one I know about being able to pitch to your investor was a big help for me. So it's, just the content that we get in this program to me is priceless. And even no matter who wins, like, I just really think that, like the content in general, like, you win. So even if you don't use some of it now, you always have it to kind of come back to. And when you need it, you can build on it. But, may Allah, reward you, Sister Halima, because, the opportunity that you're giving to sisters and that you have given to and continue to give, may Allah reward you for that.
Absolutely. I mean, you're on mute, Sister Halima.
Listen, I'm on mute. Amen, amen. Thank you so much. None of this is by the permission of anything other than the Creator. I am not responsible for any of this. This is all due to the Creator, and I just pray that He continues to allow me to be able to facilitate these and to give a reward. And my prayer, I'm literally praying this now. My prayer is that I'm able to increase the winnings. I'm able to increase the number of people that win. So grateful to have more people pitching this time than we had last time. And, my prayer is that we can have more winners as well. So thank you so much for being here, Taqwa. Everybody, listen, congratulations right now. Right. So there were literally 35 people registered for this class. And from the 35 people, we saw people week after week kind of fall away. So, to end up here, to be in the last 5, as Taqwa said, you've already won. And my prayer is, and this is not me patting myself on the back, but I really thought about what I needed as an entrepreneur when I first started out. And that's where the creation of this program came from. And even Taqwa, I'm sure you can see it now, even from the first cohort, we've improved upon the programming from the first cohort. So I know we did an amazing job in the first one, but, we went back, sifted through, and I said, you know what? No, we need 2 more weeks added on. And we also need to give more information. And numbers was one of the things that I took a look at and added. So the fact that Najla, thank you so much for saying that, because that was one of the things that I felt like profit margin, all of those types of numbers, that was not something that we talked about in the first cohort, but it's definitely something that we need, specifically as women. One of the things that is not, our strong suit is talking about numbers, knowing your worth and saying, hey, no, my course costs $500, and being okay with someone saying, well, that's too much money. Okay, thank you so much. You're not my customer. Let me go find, who my customer is. Knowing your profit margin is so important because you're pricing to be liked, right? So as women, this is what we do. We price our products so that everyone is like, yay, she's the cheapest, right? Meanwhile, you can't rub $200 bills together or feed your family or get a slice of bread. So we want to make sure that that's not the case, going forward. All right. So without further ado, we are going to kick this baby off. So the first person to go, I see Masir, but I'm gonna go with Nejla. We're gonna have you go next, darling. Right. So Nejla, let's give her a round of applause, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. I remember when you asked me about the program, and you were like, oh, what are you gonna be talking about, and that kind of thing. And I'm so glad that not only did you sign up, but you saw your way through. So I'm just gonna give you a brief tee up and then allow you to go. So Nejla Williams, she is the creator and CEO of Good as Green Eats, which was officially, and I know Good as Green is the name of the business. She is Good as Green Eats on IG. She officially established it in 2016, hosting pop-up experiences at various locations and festivals featuring vegan food. And we're going to let her go ahead and introduce herself. I do want to share, though, she's been featured on Fox, WPGC, WUSA 9, Happy Cow, along with sponsorships by Revolt, Under Armour, and Jack Daniels. Get it, sis. So congratulations to you for being here, and we can't wait to hear your pitch. So it's 5 minutes pitch, just telling us about your business, and then Taqwa and I are going to spend 10 minutes asking you some questions. All right?
Okay. I was not expecting to be first. Hopefully, hopefully all is well. First, thank you all so much for even just sharing this space with me. It means a lot to be among other women who decided to take the leap. I think that's the biggest part, and that's the part for me, like just winning, right? The winning part of it is where we won, right? We took that step. So thank you, Halima, for even having something like this. I have had a business established, but I just took the leap, and now I have to actually take the steps to make it real. All the things that you said I've been featured on, I've been so blessed to have those opportunities, but that's because I put in the work and I did everything to make my company look so much bigger than just myself, which I'm so grateful that it resonated to other people as a large company. But now I want to run my company as such. So that's where this actual program came in for me. But to just take a step back and just introduce who I am, what's my company, and just let you know a little bit about Good is Green. I'm Najla Williams. I am the creator and owner of the award-winning, trailblazing, the one and the only creative vegan pop-up company, Good is Green. We remix vegetables into popular comfort dishes. So you're thinking crab cakes, macaroni and cheese, chicken and waffles, things like that people are like, what? But vegan, okay? The flavor and texture, everything actually just made from plants. That's what we do at Good is Green. We remix vegetables into popular comfort dishes. So Good is Green helps everyone rethink vegetables, not just vegans. From the environmentalists, those with particular food allergies, the flexitarian, the carnivores, alike, everyone enjoys Good is Green. And the vibes, because we have the pop-up experience that we haven't had the opportunity to do during COVID, but that's our original model, right? To bring the events and the fun, the creative energy to different cities all throughout the East Coast. So I guess the goal in coming and doing all this was this was my lifestyle. I was sharing my lifestyle with others. I've been vegan for 8 years now, but in the beginning, I was not telling anyone that I was vegan. There weren't a lot of options, and it was mainly just, go out and eat a salad. Now we've grown so much. And before I used to say things, especially when I was starting my company or, looking for spaces or looking to house my pop-ups, and I had to actually convince people to give me the space when they were kind of on the fence about it. They didn't understand vegan, a community, like what does this mean? So I really had to explain, and I was always saying that plant-based food is the future, but I'm so happy that we're living in that future now. It's the now. I don't have to explain too much of what plant-based foods are like, because we've seen, especially during the pandemic, the growth rate for US plant-based food, not even just US. I'm sorry, it's not just US anymore, it's the world now. So many people are rethinking the way that they eat. I think that the pandemic has made us be more cognizant of what we're putting in our bodies, and also to help the environment. I think those are the biggest takeaways from the vegan and plant-based lifestyle. The growth rate for the US and plant-based food market more than doubled in 2020. Sales surged 27% to $7 billion, according to the Plant-Based Foods Association and the Good Food Institute. So last year, 57% of households bought plant-based foods. That's up from 53% in 2019. So we're growing. You're seeing foods like Beyond Meat in the markets now, and they're next to, meat products. You're seeing so many companies grow and even expand their lines to plant-based foods. Tabitha Brown has been deemed the top social media influencer, and she's vegan. So simply witnessing that is, to me, showing how necessary Good is Green is, not just to not just here, but to the whole world. With the $1,500 investment, because that's what it will be to my company, it's an investment. Anything that I do grows. I plan to continue my pop-up model, because I did switch during the pandemic to shipping food out, and unfortunately, I experienced some opposition with that, as everyone experienced delays in deliveries. And so I had perishable items that weren't shipped properly. So I just want to return back to the original model, where I think the biggest part, my company, there are vegan companies all throughout the world, but the biggest part and the biggest part, I would say, of what I bring is my energy, the creativity of the food. We have things that are made strictly from plants and not just soy products, not just things that you can readily get from the stores. I hand make, I handcraft everything. Everything is made from scratch and with love. So if you are ever considering or thinking about a plant-based lifestyle, or even you might be allergic to some items, or you might just be considering some plant-based items, or you just want to add some more vegetables to your life creatively, just think Good is Green.
Love it, love it, love it. Thank you so much, Angela. That was beautiful. Taqwa?
Sorry about that. Yes. Okay. So wow, that was so interesting to hear about. I definitely like how even as far as like with the vegetables, how you're able to mix them into, make them taste really good. I took a peek at your Instagram page, and it really looks good. It looks inviting. I see you do pop-ups. It's definitely, I think, one of those industries that is definitely growing and will definitely take off, which is a blessing. And I mean, even I know for my own son, trying to get him to eat certain things, like if I was able to remix it a little bit, I definitely think that he would be on point with that also. So I'm just going to go ahead. I do want to ask you a question about in your area, as far as like other vegan stores or restaurants, how many are, like, do you have a lot of competition in your area? And if so, like, what differentiates you from your competition?
Sure. I'm in the DMV. That's DC, Maryland, Virginia area. And there are every day. I mean, if you go up and down the East Coast, the West Coast, now in the South, there's so many more options now. So of course there's competition, but I'm a trailblazer. I have been on doing cooking demos on shows, and they were like, mushrooms as chicken? I'm not sure about that. And now there's so many. I mean, there's one in particular, and they're opening stores all throughout the DMV area, and now Pennsylvania they've expanded to. It's a vegan fast food concept, and they are connected to a lot of Whole Foods restaurants. And their biggest seller is a chicken fungi, and it's because the fungi that is made from mushrooms. And that was a person that I was connected to. So I would love to say, yeah, there's going to be competition in almost every market, right? But I'm a trailblazer. What we do is we set the trend. What we do is we make people rethink actual vegetables, because so long and I would say I've been vegan for so long, you go to restaurants, you're going to get tofu, you're going to get a salad, if you're lucky. So I feel like now we're thinking more creatively. And actually, I'm so proud to say, and I don't think, as you said, as women, we don't give ourselves enough credit. But one of the very successful, their permanent food concept, vegan food concept, in an area I would say it used to be a food desert. And a food desert is where like there's no accessibility to fresh foods, supermarkets. People have to go so far for those. Anyway, I did a month-long pop-up in an area where they said, no one's going to eat vegan food here. I mean, sure, you can try it out, And at first they weren't even allowing me that opportunity. At first they were saying, no one's going to want it. And I am very relentless. I will give you, here, try this. And I won't tell you it's vegan. Just try it. It's good, right? You'll love it. So that's where, for me, I think that's the biggest flex for me, to see that restaurant be there and say, it was because of my month-long pop-up. So I think for me, the competition, I actually am the trailblazer for my competition. So, there's always going to be competition.
Right.
And the people that, like I said, this space does very well. On the East Coast, particularly on the West Coast, people expect that. People expect fresh foods. They expect, salads and that lifestyle. But here, and especially in the South, me doing classes, I did once for young men who had just returned, returning citizens, and they were just like, I couldn't even tell them it was vegan. I was just like, it's breakfast, just eat it. I loved it. So for me, I feel like I honor the competition because it's there and it keeps me on my feet. But I know that I'm going to, whatever you do, I'm going to be 2 steps ahead. I'm going to be creating something else. Like right now, I'm creating something else that I know everyone's going to love, and it's right in time for the fall. And my pop-ups that are going to come up, people are going to love this. And then I would love to see this on the shelves, So to know that and to see all of my growth, it just, for me, I feel like competition, yes, I honor you for being there and I thank you for being there, but I'm going to create something for you to now compete with me.
Right. Well, that's great. And I do think that the competition, like you say, it is, it's always going to be there. And actually, it's more like a boost for, it's kind of like, okay, if I got a little competition, it gives you a little bit more of a drive. So actually, it definitely can be a good thing also. Yeah. I know you mentioned as far as like you do everything, from fresh, you do everything fresh from scratch with your own hands. And I know, like, even with me, with making jewelry and different things like that, that's kind of where I am too. Are you prepared? Like, if you were able to have to scale or take on, or do you have a team that you work with, or are you able to, pull people in to help out if you need it?
Thank you so much for asking me that. That is why I'm here. That was honestly my biggest flaw, was not ready for the scale. So while Sister Halima mentioned all those things that I was on, I was not ready for all of that influx of press. I mean, there were lines around the corner, and there's just me. Like I said, I did my website. I'm social media. I'm trying to get coverage of the lot. It was too much, and I was not ready. I did originally have some volunteers, and they would say, look, can you feed us and we'll work? And I'm like, you guys are working for food? And that was such an honor to me. And I was so grateful for that. But with that comes, I think it's not as much, I don't know the word, but it's not like me. It's not like if I give you money to work, you're going to work. It was more like, I'm helping you, I'm here, and I just want to eat the food. And some people are leaving early, and there was not really any clear, like, I did create an employee handbook because I knew this is what I need. This is what I want to do. And I'm all about the law of attraction. I believe that, while at that point, I don't think I was 100% ready, I still was like, okay, let me appear ready. Let me get myself ready. So I plan to, with the investment, with the $1,500 investment, I plan to have someone actually help me prepare. There's a lot of vegetables. There's a lot of marinating. There's a lot that happens. And while I love to do it, I literally clear my energy and really just get ready to prepare this food. I know that I'm going to need help. I know that I need help, not going to. I know that I am going to hire someone to assist me because my pop-ups are going to the next level. I'm no longer going to do things that are safe. I'm going to actually trailblaze. I'm going to actually show this is what I've always wanted. And instead of having that restaurant be there, why not me? you know, but I wasn't ready at the time. So I will be using the funds, some of the funds, to actually get help. I have scaled my business to figure out what would happen if I'm not around. You don't think of those things. You think, it's my business, I'm always going to be there. And I know you said you do jewelry. So, like, who's going to do your jewelry? But you actually have to make a plan, and even the recipes, because I cook from my heart and my love and my spirit, but I had to have a recipe book. This is how I want it to look. Even my display is so important for me to set myself apart from just slapping food on a tray and on a plate. I want you to look at the food and it tantalize you, and you want that. You're like, ooh, I can't wait to dig into that. That's what I want. So I have to create, this is what the plate looks like. I take pictures. If it doesn't look like this, we're not sending it out. If it's an eat-in experience, but since we've been doing COVID, I have these black boxes that people already know. They're like, if you come home with a black box, is it good as green? And somebody came home with a black box and it wasn't good as green. I got a message. They were like, we thought it was good as green. I was like, I haven't done a pop-up. It wasn't me. And so it's like, that's what I want for people to experience. But they'll only experience that if I create that mold. So I've been creating that. I've been making sure that when I bring, not if, but when I bring people along, that everyone will operate like me. And that I can take a breath, which was going to be hard, but I could take a breath, or I could take a step back if I need to, because I know everything's covered, because I've prepared everyone, I've trained everyone, and everything's going to look uniform, because that's what everyone knows it to be.
I love that, Nejla. Thank you so much for those questions, Taqwa, and beautiful job, Nejla, answering them. We have time for one more question for you, and it's a perfect segue, just what you were talking about, and it's how will you use the investment? And I love that we're saying it as an investment. We're not just saying it's free $1,500. It is an investment. This is my money, y'all. This is my hard-earned money. This is not, we didn't get a corporate sponsor or anything like that. This is Halima's money, and literally, you know, just investing in your business, because I believe in what I'm doing, and I also believe in the women that this program is supporting. So my question is a harder question. It's regarding the numbers, and it's really, what are your projected revenues? So we're giving $1,500. My thinking and the way that I want things to look for you, I want you to, you know, double and triple, you know, that in the next 3 to 6 months. So what, can you just briefly go through what your projected revenues are in the next 30, 60, 90 days?
Absolutely. My sales goal is to make $5,000 profit per month. With the $1,500 investment, it will go towards location securing. So I'm having 2 pop-ups with this $1,500. With that, I need to secure 2 places. Those places are in the hundreds, and they're very nice. They're accessible areas for people to get to. I needed to make sure that people who are using public transportation can get to them. So I had to think of every single aspect of this. So this couldn't be anywhere. These 2 locations will be secured with the money, as well as getting the supplies that I will need. With the new way of doing things, you definitely have to take more precaution. I have to get wrapped utensils now. Before, I used to actually wrap them myself, and I can no longer do that. Although I used to enjoy doing it, I can no longer do that. And I have to take certain precautions to make sure that everyone feels safe. I have to also get an update on my food handling certification. I do that every 2 years, and the 2 years is coming up in November. So I plan to get my recertification in that. I will have to get some more of my sleek black boxes. Those come, you have to get them in bulk. And also I'm going to do social media ads that I always run. I usually run a week to 2 week ads leading up to the event. I'm also going to do some more marketing that I haven't really, because I haven't been doing pop-ups, and I also need to redirect people's minds from getting food delivered to their homes and redirect them into pop-ups, but also safe during COVID. And I will also need supplies for safety. I'll have to provide masks for people. I'll need more gloves than I've had to use before. Also obtaining the help and the assistance, having someone come in to help me prep. And hopefully, if not that same person, another person also helping me load and unload, because going to each pop-up requires, first I have to come from my kitchen, from my commercial kitchen space to the location. And then I have to actually clean the location and come back from the location and go back to my kitchen space.
Thank you so much for that, Najla. Beautiful job. We're going to move on to the next person. So just for everyone who's watching, the participants, they know this. And of course, myself and Taqwa, we know this. But so we are going to do all of the pitches. Taqwa and I are going to come together and deliberate offline, so you guys don't get to see that part. And then we're going to come back live, and then we're going to announce the winner. So Najla, not sure if you have something to do right now. If you can pop off if you want. If not, you can feel free to stay on. We would love to have you. The gang's all here, so we would love to have you stay with us if you can. So next up is Masir Diaby. She is with us. Masir, please tell us where you're here all the way from. So you guys know, many of us are here in the US, but this program actually brings women from all over the world. So this is not a US based program. This is not national. This is a global program. I am proud. I am very proud. And this is the second time that we have had women from all over the globe join us. So Masir, please tell us where you are chiming in from, okay? I got you, Masir. I got you. There you go, darling.
Hello, everyone. So I am in the Republic of Guinea. It's a small West African country. Maybe you guys know Ghana. I know all Americans know Ghana. So we are very close. We are very close to Ghana.
Love it, love it, love it.
Yes.
And just to
it's midnight.
Go ahead. It's midnight, so that's why Masir is going second. So she's going
38 right now.
Yes. So we appreciate you for indulging us and being here with us. So Masir Diaby is the CEO and Quran program facilitator of Iqra Academy. If you guys are all watching from social media, you can go and check her out. You guys have a Facebook page too, right? Masir? Yes. They have a Facebook page and they have an Instagram page. So make sure you go and you follow them on both. And she teaches women how to read and understand the Quran in their mother tongue of French and also in Arabic. I think her program is absolutely beautiful. She gave me a video tour yesterday. Her location is gorgeous, mashallah. So may God continue to reward you for the work that you are doing. And we will hear from Masir.
I mean, hello again, everyone. First off, I want to say it's an honor to be part of this cohort with all you beautiful ladies. I've been learning a lot from all of you. So my name is Masir Diaby. I am the CEO and founder of Iqra Academy. Iqra, we offer Islamic teachings in French to women and children with the goal of helping women grow in their faith and in their lives. And then to also build a solid foundation for children that they will take with them for the rest of their life, inshallah. The story go back to, I was born with Muslim because my parents are Muslim. I am from a country of 97% Muslim, but we don't really practice or know what Islam is. Growing up, I was lucky enough to memorize some of the surahs without really understanding what I was doing. So it became very mechanical. And you cannot really ask questions to your ustaz about, why, what are you saying? What is the meaning of it? It was forbidden to ask those questions. I was lucky to go to America after my high school diploma. I lived in the Twin Cities for a long time. From I was 17 when I got to America and left when I was in my 30s. So yeah, I lived there for a long time. I was lucky to be close to an African American mosque called Masjid An-Nur, where I really learned that Islam is a lifestyle. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim. He's not the policeman or the punisher that we are portrayed here, because there is a big issue with culture and religion. So like I was saying, we start really worshiping God here when we are in our 70s. So we know it's the end. We're getting on the other side. So it's now time to look at that part and then get to know, growing up, it becomes a stigma, even though we are a country that is pretty much all Muslim. Wearing a hijab or being very religious has a very negative connotations, because those that are into that stream are very intolerant. They're not very tolerant. Their Islam is very radical. Everything you do is haram. You're going to hell anyway, so why do you bother even trying to be who you want to be? I came back home about 7 years ago with the goal really of bringing back everything that I have learned in America professionally. And I, again, like everybody, was confronted to a very difficult situation that took me back to my Quran roots. The only solace that I got was going through and worshiping, and then getting back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then during that time, I realized that there are a lot of women that have the same issue as me, that do not really understand what the Quran, like the real teaching of Allah is, that are going through a lot of difficult things, or just navigating life, but they don't know where to go. So I decided to create a space, a welcoming space, where you can come as you are. You don't really have to be a hijabi, or you don't have to be very religious.
Assalamu alaikum.
You can come.
Masir, your connection is a little unstable. I'm not sure. Maybe try. Maybe if you maybe stay
Can
like
I
just
leave and come back?
Yes, you're there now. You're good now. So I would try to just stay. If you can stay stationary and talk, that might help the connection. Okay. All
right. So I was saying the goal was really to have a space where women can come and learn about the real word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and how to apply the teachings into their lives. We started with teaching at my house. Then we moved into two small rooms, and now we have opened a full center where we have an Islamic library with French books, where we have a tea room and classes, an area where we can do some events. The business opened last year. We are running it part-time. It's me and 3 other women that really teaches. They teach Fisabilillah. And we have 43 students right now. We have a lot of demands, because people cannot really come and do face-to-face classes. We get a lot of views once we post a video. We get a lot of requests for online classes. Alhamdulillah, right now we are being a platform for people that also want to convert to Islam. So looking back at it, the opportunity that we have right now is we have 78 million people speaking French. Out of those 78 million, we have 42 million that are Muslims, and 50% of that number are women. So the $1,500, what will it do for us? It's really move us from a part-time business to a full-time life, full cycle business. Really, we want to go into pre-recorded classes right now. So we will use $300 of the money that we get to do pre-recorded classes and post them into Teachable for 3 months. We will also want to have a full membership website that we can create the community and leverage on the membership and leverage on the funds that we get with our students. So that will cost us about between $400 and $600. Then the biggest thing that we also need to have is have a Quran that's in French, but a teachable Quran. A Quran that you can open and understand. Right now, the translations that you have, I can compare them to maybe a New Testament. So you're reading it, but you don't understand what it is. So that project will cost us about another $600. With the remaining $200, we sponsor an orphanage and a widow center. So we use that amount to do more charity work that we are doing right now. Our revenues, part-time revenues, are about $5,000 a month, and then the goal is within the 3 months to triple that, and then get into $20,000 to $30,000 in the next 6 months a month. And 10% of our proceeds will be reversed to charity. Thank you.
You're welcome, Masir. First of all, I want to say thank you. So for everyone that's watching, she is coming to us from far, far, far away. So I'm so glad that you were able to get through that. I was able to hear you. I was able to hear you, and I was able to understand everything that you were saying. And so I'm so grateful for you being here. And I just want to applaud you for the work that you have already done, and also for the work that you are about to do. And one of the things that just stuck out to me is the fact that you're going to use a portion of your money towards charity. And I just wanted to acknowledge that for a moment, because something, from a religious aspect that we know is that when we give, by, God's permission, he may give back to us in this life, and he may be in the next life, but there is some type of blessing and some type of barakah that is going to come from that giving. And I pray that, you receive it now. Right. So I pray that you get those blessings now, and that $200 is multiplied 100-fold, because that's literally, we don't know how God is going to bless us. And so I really just wanted to point that out. And that's, something that we talk about even with business, like prayer being a part in your business strategy, and just the integrity of your business. So there's something that you have to care about. There's something that you have to care about. And one of the beautiful things about each one of these ladies that's here is we've all had this type of conversation, and there's a demographic, or there's a reason for why they're doing, and each one of these women is giving back in some way. So I really just wanted to point that particular piece out. And I'm going to take the first question, Taqwa, because I wanted to dive a little bit deeper. So I like how you broke down the numbers, and you said, I'm using $400 for this. I'm using $600 for this. And I really wanted to talk about a little bit about, I know you talked about right now you don't have any online courses, so you're going to create the online courses and you're going to upload them on Teachable. I want you to talk to us a little bit about just how you came about the number of, going from $5,000 a month to, almost 10xing that money. Where's that money going to come from? Where do you think the bulk of that money is going to come from? Your revenues?
The goal is to set up a membership type of business where you come in, you pay a fee, and that fee allow you to take self-paced courses, and then also other resources that will help you, like I said, be a better version of yourself, because that's really the goal, to be a better version of yourself. So right now, we the 43 people that we have comes in part-time. It's 3 times a week. So if we open it, like I said, we get about 200 to 300 requests a day. We have people, African Muslim live right now, that speaks French, that are really looking for this type of platform where they can come in and then learn their deen. So I took the numbers out of the requests that we're getting. We're getting about 150 a month of people wanting to have online classes. There's people that are asking for Zoom classes, people that want that are able to do the face-to-face that we do 3 times a week. So if we take that number and multiply the annual fee that we have, which is about $300 a year, I think we can meet that goal.
Perfect. I'm glad. So the purpose of me asking that question is I want you to know, so this is for everybody, right? So Masir, of course, she knows this information, is to know exactly where your money is coming from. How are you arriving at this, astronomical number? It's one thing to say, hey, I'm going to make $50,000 a month. Yeah, all of us, you know what I mean? Everybody wants to make, more money every single month, right? But it's being able to say, okay, I'm going to have 100 memberships, and there's 100 people, memberships that we're looking for, and it costs, $50 a month per membership. That's where I'm arriving at this $5,000 or $50,000 or whatever it is. So I'm glad that is something that you know. Taqwa.
Assalamu alaikum. First of all, I just want to say your business model, your idea, and everything is amazing. May Allah put lots of barakahs in it, because it's definitely, needed. It's definitely needed. So, may you get the reward from, every single letter and every single word that, the children recite and the women recite. So may Allah make it easy for you. Also, I just wanted to say or ask you about, what is your biggest method for growing your brand, like your brand strategy method? Like, what type of tool or what type of way do you think is really needed for you right now to just really take your brand to the next level?
Well, that's why I think this class, the 15 weeks build your business, because I'm not really a social media type of person. I think I was the one that was very scared about doing reels, videos, but Tahira was my inspiration. Like, I see her doing, I'm like, maybe I should go do it again, do it as well. So really, it's Facebook. In my part of the world, Facebook is very big. It's a very, 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 very big tool of people meeting, talking, and then it's a platform that open a lot of doors for us. So Facebook and Instagram really is what we're gonna be using. Right now, everything that we get, it's word of mouth. We have not really done any advertisement per se. So we are hoping that, having a website, having the courses, we can advertise and leverage on the people that are interested, and the women that will be in our network to really help us grow.
All right, Masir, you're going to get off the hook a little bit easy, just because I feel like through your pitch, we were able to get some of the answers to the questions that we have. So thank you so much for being here. So I don't know if you have to log off. You can if you'd like. If not, of course, I'll say the same thing I said to Najla. We would love to have you stay on. We've been together now for, almost 3 months. right? Or a little over 3 months, so, there's nothing wrong with being together a little bit more. Thank you so much, Jazakallah khair, for being here. And of course, we will deliberate after this and we will announce the winner. So be sure to stay tuned for that. And for now, we have 3 more participants to go, and Nazia is up next. So thank you so much, Masir, for being here.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, Nazia, are you ready, girl? Are you ready, girl?
I'm as ready as it's going to get.
All right, I'm gonna do a brief intro for you, darling, and then the floor is yours. So, Nazia Adeyemi is a confidence expert, and she is the CEO of Queen Embraced. Queen Embrace assists women of color to embrace their inner queen, heal from past experiences, and gain more confidence through an online, self-paced platform. So, welcome, Nazia, and the floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Sister Halima. I just want to take a little time to say thank you to everybody. Najla, you did amazing. I'm just so happy for everybody. Sister Halima, I've been with you for a few years now. I took your author's class, and now I'm an author. Now I'm taking your business class, and you just are a blessing to female entrepreneurs. So good evening, everyone. As Sister Halima mentioned, I am Nazia Adeyemi. I am the CEO of Queen Embrace, which is an online self-paced institute for women of color between the ages of 25 and 40. And what I do is I help women to gain more confidence in themselves. And how I do this is through the online courses. Now, statistics show that 61% of African American children and 51% of Hispanic children have suffered one traumatic experience in their lifetime. And so before we can step into our queendoms and become this confident, woman that we all aspire to be, we have to first go back a little bit and deal with those experiences that we've had through our childhood that were traumatic, that keep us stuck. And so that is part of our course. I was 30 years old and had birthed and mothered 4 beautiful daughters before anyone told me that the things that I had experienced in my childhood were traumatic. And it was later on that I found out that those experiences were a direct reflection of my behaviors, my thought patterns, and my actions. Like, who knew that I was, behaving erratically and making irrational decisions based off of the traumatic things that I had experienced in my childhood. So when I began to do my work, when I began to heal those traumatic experiences and, unpack some of those things that I experienced, I thought to myself, if that was the case for me, how many other women have the same story? How many other women are just dying to become this confident woman and this, inspiring woman and be able to just live life full out, but they have things that are blocking them and they don't know how to unpack them. So Queen Embrace does just that. As a result of our online courses, our clients will come to us and they will learn self-actualization. They will learn self-accountability. They will learn self-awareness. And by the end of it, they will have a boost of major self-confidence because they've got a chance to unpack all of those things and let go and release everything that is holding them back so that they can be their full, authentic selves. And we do this through an online base. It is 100% automated because we have mothers who are raising children in urban environments. They're working and they're not always able to be front face with you and sit and show up somewhere. They have dinner, they have homework, they have work, they have school, they have other things that they have to do. So creating an automated course where they can work at their own pace, where they can do their work is exactly what they need so that they're not left out of getting the things that they need for themselves while they're giving to everyone else. As Najla said, with the investment of the $1,500, $470 will be allocated towards software automation. $250 to $350 will be allocated towards a new laptop with more memory and a clear camera to do the automated videos. $100 to $200 will be allocated towards a branding photo shoot, and $480 will be allocated towards hiring a virtual assistant who will assist me with sending out emails and newsletters to my clients, who will assist me with uploading current videos and classwork in the online courses. Thank you all for listening.
Love it, love it, love it. Thank you so much. Taqwa, you're up first.
Okay, first of all, I just want to say I love your energy and your passion. It just like exudes through the screen. So that's good. And it's definitely something that, that we need as women to kind of, just deal with a lot of things that we have to deal with on a daily basis. I know you mentioned that you do the online courses. So are you currently like the instructor for all of them, or the go-to person? Or do you have like a team that you work with?
No team right now. Right now, it is just me creating the courses, putting them together, creating the videos. I'm my sound tech. I'm my researcher. It's just me right now. But that's what part of the investment will actually go towards hiring a virtual assistant to relieve some of that responsibility off of me, so that I can go and be creative and I have to handle the administrative side of everything.
Okay, that sounds good. Do you think that, as far as like sometimes dealing with trauma and different things like that in our personal lives, and dealing with just things that in our past, do you think that, at some point, have you thought about maybe partnering with like even like a therapist or different things? Like, do you have people like that that'll be, be able to maybe pull them a part of the team if needed to kind of help you?
That's a very good question. I have thought about partnering up with some therapists, because sometimes a person or my client may come and they may need additional support. And I have thought about that at the time. Right now, I have not, but that is something that I am thinking about in the future. Absolutely.
Okay. Great. It sounds good. I definitely think I'm looking forward to sharing it with others, because I know a few, people, everywhere. It's just, it's something definitely needed. So
yes,
I wish you the best with that.
Thank you so much.
I love it. Question, and this is not necessarily the numbers, but in the coaching space. So I'm a fellow coach here. So in the coaching space, you meet a lot of resistance. How will you combat the resistance that you may receive either from clients or from other, coaches?
That is a very good question, Sister Halima. So we get resistance all the time, especially with healing. And that's something that I've already encountered. A lot of people are not ready. You start poking at that bear. They have things that they're willing to talk about this, but they're not willing to talk about that. And you can't touch that. And so my holistic approach is to let them know that as a whole being, as a person with a spirit, a soul, and our bodies, we have to be able to feed every part of us. And so in order to wholly, become whole and healed, we have to get uncomfortable with unpacking some of those things, and just gaining their trust to know that, number one, there's no judgment here, because I probably have gone through just about everything anyone else has gone through. And, I'm here to tell the story. I made it through. Another thing is to let them know that their information is safe with me, and this is a safe space. I think that's very important when you are talking with someone and you meet resistance because they're afraid. They may not feel safe. And when you're dealing with trauma, they come from spaces where they always haven't felt safe. And so to come to you, they don't know you. They don't know why they should trust you. You spend the bulk of that interaction with them, building that rapport with them, so that they know that when you come and talk to Nazia, when you come to the online course of Queen Embrace, this is a safe space. And to know that I will not use your information against you, and it won't go anywhere. And my only goal is to see you become a whole, beautiful, healed queen. So I think once I break that down to them and they learn that they can trust me, their resistance starts to decrease.
I love it. Stand in your power, sis. Stand in your power, stand in your power. And, this is for everybody. I wanted to ask that question because I think that that's something that we should all take back, because you're going to meet resistance. You're going to meet people that don't necessarily agree with what you're doing. Here's something that happens too. We talked about this in class, somebody telling you what they think you should be doing. Yes. And, it's important. I know we talked about that. And, it's like, no, this is what I do. Najla, this is the type of food that I'm putting down. It's going like this. Okay. I know what's good for you. These are tried and true. These are tested, foods, the way that I cook them, etc. And so it's just really about knowing your business. And I asked that question because the more that you know your business, more that you know yourself and what you're about, the easier it is to kind of, meet those people that, are saying, hey, no, I don't agree with your business. Okay. It's not for you. Right. I know exactly who it is that I'm trying to speak to. So perfect job, Nazia. Did you have any more questions for her, Taqwa?
Oh, no, she answered everything.
Yeah, I think you did a great job. Loved the numbers. I love knowing exactly, how you were going to use the money. I think that is extremely important. And just one quick tidbit with knowing exactly how much you are spending. First of all, it keeps you where you're not overspending. So that's number one. The second thing is it helps you to manifest it. So of course, we're giving away, $1,500. We're investing $1,500 in one of your businesses, but the 4 other businesses, you can generate the income that you would have gotten for us for free using exactly what you learned in the class, and also exactly what we're talking about right here. So it's important that you guys are still on and you're still listening, because actually we're still teaching. So, take the gems, as you can. So thank you so much for that, Nazia. That was amazing. Thank you so much. And again, say the same thing to you. You can hang out with us. I would love to have you. And then, of course, we'll go off and deliberate and then come back and we will announce the winner. All right. Up next is your partner in crime. I love it. All right. Tahira J. Talib Dean is in the building. Assalamu alaikum. How are you?
Wa alaikum assalam. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah.
Her glasses are matching the layout and everything. She came. We see you, boo. We see you. All right, I'm going to do an intro for Tahira, and then Tahira, please, you are going to take it away. So Tahira Jenna Talabdeen is the founder and CEO of Hearts Connecting LLC, and it's a virtual janaza and online funeral facilitation company. I'll let her tell you her story, and I pray that we can all benefit from listening to her.
Assalamu alaikum. I'm originally from Harlem, New York, born and raised. I come from a large family, an active community life, and a thriving social life. And in 2011, I met the man of my dreams, Antar Jana, online. And in 2012, I left New York and I flew to California and I married my husband. And I experienced what a woman is to feel and to live when marrying a good man. My husband was a good man. And there was a turns of events in 2019 where my husband got really ill. And in July 30th of 2020, my husband passed away. He returned back to Allah during the height of the pandemic. And in the state of California, we had gathering restrictions in place. There were traveling restrictions, and there was just a general fear and concern about COVID-19, and we didn't even have the answers to. So my family and friends back in New York, they could not come to be by my side during his funeral. And some of my husband's family and friends could not travel to be there. So I asked my close friend if she could help organize a Zoom service so that those who love my husband deeply and those who care about me can pay their respects virtually. And my friend did just that. And later on in that evening, in my bed, brokenhearted, I was able to watch the recording of my husband's service. And that gave me the comfort that I didn't get putting my husband in the ground. Fast forward, I want to say 4 months afterwards, a sister friend of mine in New York, husband returned back to Allah. And I reached out to her and asked if I could host a Zoom service for her and her husband and their family and friends for the sake of sisterly love, for the sake of giving her what was given to me. And she did just that. Well, alhamdulillah, there was a funeral director on that line while I did it. And she ended up contacting me and asking me to facilitate virtual services for her family and friends back in New Jersey. So that's when I knew that this is a business, and that's where Hearts Connecting began. My name is Tahira Jana Talabdeen. I'm the founder and CEO of Hearts Connecting, LLC. It's a virtual janaza and online memorial facilitation company. We facilitate virtual services for those family and friends who are unable to attend in person. We also founded Muslim Widow. It's a grief recovery workshop and support group for Muslim women and women of faith who lost their husbands. And we also founded Transcending Grief Through Growth. It's a coaching service that helps people who lose their loved ones. We help them transition and move through their grieving process. So I shared with you who I am. I shared with you what we do. Now let me share a little bit more with you about who we serve. We serve the Muslim population and the faith-based population in the area of virtual services. In the area of widow support group, we serve Muslim women and women of faith. And in the area of grief recovery workshops with the Transcending Grief, we serve the population who lost their loved ones. So how does it work? We actually have two different models. We set up a hybrid model where we bring in a camera person to record the Zoom services in person, and we connect with them live through Zoom. We also have the most popular model where family and friends actually, we bring in a family and friend and they connect the services in person through Zoom. We provide digital invites. We provide a slideshow during the Zoom experience. We send the families thank you emails with resources to help them move through the grieving process. And with the widow support group, we provide 6 weeks grief recovery workshops for the women. Now, why does this exist? Let me tell you my why. You see, the angel of death gently took my husband's soul on July 30th, while I had my head on his chest, while his heart stopped. So when Allah took my husband during this deep grief, mourning in isolation by myself, no family here to comfort me. I'm in my home during COVID, hurt, crushed, lost my everything. Allah gave me Hearts Connecting when he took Antar, and he gave me Muslim Widow. So this is a trust that Allah has given me. And Allah has given me a mission that is greater than me, my purpose that I prayed to Allah for the years before I even knew my husband was going to die. I had to lose my husband to find my purpose. So there is a population where the average person is unable to attend 5 funerals a year. 5 funerals. Can you think of the funerals you didn't attend because of finances, inconvenience, work obligations? And there are 700,000 widows that each year. And I focus on a small population of roughly 7,000. Widows are the often forgotten group. Allah gave me a mission to bring them in the forefront. And I'll say this. Prophet Muhammad, praise and peace be upon him, says, those who take care of the widows and those in need are like striving in the way of Allah. It's like someone who fasts or during the day and pray or during the night. Look up the benefits of fasting and praying all during the day and fasting or during the night. Allah chose me to be a vicegerent, to do my mission in honor of him. So how am I going to use that $1,500? I will use $125 of that to get my fingerprints cleared and my background check, as an opportunity has arisen for me to bring Hearts Connected into the prison system of the state of California. I will also use $160 of that to order pamphlets to present at the chaplaincy conference for the state of California, where all 35 chaplains of all 35 prisons will be there. I will also use $300 of that for my editor, as we are launching the Transcending Grief Coaching Program, and we are going to have we're going to use that to market that program. I'm also going to use $158 of that to pay for our PO box as we receive donations and checks. We got to keep that going. Also, I'm going to use $180 of that for my IT, my support team, my IT team. I'm also going to use $240 of that towards my laptop. I'm also going to use $119.40 of that for my year subscription for Canva, because Canva is an essential part of my business. There's no business without Canva. And I'm also going to upgrade my Zoom for the year for $190.90 because this is an essential business. This is an essential part of my business. So alhamdulillah, I'm Tahira Talabdeen, the founder and CEO of Hearts Connecting, your virtual janazah and online funeral facilitation company. And you can follow us at Hearts Connecting LLC on Instagram and Hearts Connecting on Facebook. Thank you.
Mashallah, I love it. Get it, sis. But this is not gonna be Taqwa. Where are you? This is gonna be hard, y'all.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Let me tell you something. It was hard with Taqwa. It was hard with Cohort 1. It was. They came to play. But this group right here, stop it! No, when she said $158, listen, she has it. She didn't round and say 160. She said $158. Okay, she knows exactly how much that costs. I'm gonna go first and just say my question. So it's important. So okay, we're talking about these expenses. Listen, Ann Roberts, who is my high school bestie, is on here watching, and she just said very hard. They are all winners. I agree with her. Yes, bestie. Yes, honey. Okay, so the pamphlets. I want to ask about the pamphlets specifically because I think it's important. So we've categorized everything. We've said, okay, these are the things that we're gonna, spend the money on. What is going to be your ROI? So your return on investment on those pamphlets?
My return on these pamphlets are almost everything to the growth of Hearts Connecting. My return, we have a projection of a 47% margin with this. That $160, inshallah, is projected to yield $401,000, and I'm saying it, $401,884. Did I say it right? 401,000. I'm saying it wrong right now, but it's you're mute. Yes, that's what it is. $401,884. Yes, inshallah.
Okay, secondary question, and then Taqwa, it's all you, boo. Where did you come up with that number?
Oh, because so there's roughly 159,000 prison inmates in the state of California. 20% of that are the Muslim population. I'm focusing on serving 420 inmates per year at the rate of $800 per funeral session, which yields, inshallah, $336,000. And the grief recovery workshop, we will serve 120 prisoners, inshallah, at the rate of $1,197 plus an additional of $5,400 for material, inshallah, which will yield $149,040, deducted from me expanding and bringing on a lead facilitator, and me expanding and bringing on a personal assistant, and of course me paying myself. We yield that's where I got those numbers from.
Okay, I like it. So it's important to know. So literally, how much are you paying for those pamphlets? Is that where that $158 is coming from, those pamphlets?
The $160 is going to those pamphlets, and $125 is going to those fingerprints.
Okay.
That's where that's coming from.
So literally, let's add that up. So
that's $315.
Bam. Okay, there it is. Okay. So for a $315 investment, you're gonna make 400K.
Pretty much, inshallah.
I like it. Ameen. We're gonna say ameen. Everybody say ameen. Amen.
Ameen.
Okay. I like it. Okay. Taqwa?
So first, I just want to say, may Allah have mercy on your husband. So may He grant him Jannah. The business model to me, I think, is magnificent. Like, it is truly, in the forefront. I mean, it's a leader. So it's kind of like it's not like a follower, but I think it's just really a great business idea, actually, an amazing one. May Allah, grant you much success in it. And I definitely think it's something that, needed, especially after like everybody's been going through COVID. We know loved ones that have passed away. We weren't able to be there with them. And it's some of the best businesses, I think, were birthed out of COVID. So I think, and that's definitely one of them. So I just want to congratulate you on that. How do you see as far as like the market? I know how things are kind of iffy now with COVID still in place and with it kind of still there, but then it's not still there. People are gathering a little bit more, but then, we don't know as far as the future. We may go back to, not, too much contact. But do you think that it would change your numbers a little bit if we are able to, have more in-person funerals and different things like that?
Absolutely not. It's only going to grow, because when I target further into my niche, it's the ages of 55 to 73, right? Then I get on the plane traveling as they are now. So when it comes to customer to business, that's going to be there. When it comes to the inmate population, like, they're incarcerated, they can't leave, and they would need an outlet. And the chaplain told me that they don't even have an outlet to grieve. So and the chaplain told me that this service has the potential to be deemed board certified, meaning that this will be one of the programs that will yield favorably on the inmates when it's time for them to parole. Inshallah, ameen. So no, it's not going to affect it.
Right. Okay. I like that. I like to hear that.
Yeah. That was a great question, Taqwa. That was a really great question. And I think this goes back to something that Najla said earlier with talking about scaling. So essentially in your business, that's essentially a scaling, question. So your business is growing now because of COVID. So your business was birthed out of COVID and, thriving because of COVID. Thinking, towards the future, what will it look like? And definitely I can see where we had this conversation where the inmate population, that's literally like the answer to the problem. It's literally a solution to a problem that they have in prisons right now. How much funding goes into transporting a prisoner from, if he does get approved, or she does get approved to be able to move, from the prison to go to a funeral service? What's the money that takes? And I'm sure they would be more than happy to pay you, a sum that probably costs them less monetarily and also logistically, for transporting the prisoner. And, everybody gets what they want. The prisoner gets an opportunity to see the family, and then he or she is not stressed either, because that has to be stressful for them too. I remember there was a family service, and there was a family member that, was, I guess, incarcerated, and he's literally sitting at the funeral service. He's there, but he's sitting there in handcuffs. His feet are cuffed. I mean, okay, great that he was able to come and he was able to pay his respects, but look at the condition in which, he's paying his respects. So, I mean,
that dignity. It takes their dignity.
And I feel like that's a mental health thing. I mean, absolutely. I agree with you, Taqwa. great question. Thank you so much for asking it. I don't think we have any more questions for you. I think your pitch was great. Your numbers, down to the science. How are you going to use one thing as opposed to another? Who your demographic is, et cetera. And your demographic is twofold. We had this discussion, and you even named it in your pitch. And your demographic are the prisons and the organizations, so like a funeral home, et cetera, and those that you are helping. So those one-on-one us, Allah forbid, God forbid something happens to one of our family members. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for what you do. Please, I pray that you stick around. We have one more contestant that'll be on, and then we'll hop off, deliberate, and we'll come back and announce the winner. So Miss Khadija Abdul Shakur is on. She is the CEO of Covered Enjoy. How are you, my sister?
Well, I know I'm not a judge, but I'm going to say I vote for Tahira because that was...
I love it. You guys are so sweet to each other. And again, you have to remember these ladies have been with each other for the last 15 weeks, actually a little bit over. So, just so happy that you guys are together and able to go through this experience together. So I'm going to tee it up for you, Khadija, and then you can go ahead and take it away. So Khadija Abdul Shakur, she is the CEO and head designer of Covered Enjoy. Make sure you go and follow her on IG. She also has a Facebook page, right? Yes. So Covered Enjoy creates fun and vibrant everyday products and celebrate marginalized Muslimas. So be sure to tune in to her pitch, her brand story. We're excited to hear from you.
Good evening, everyone. Assalamu alaikum. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. My name is Khadija Abdul Shakur, and as Halima said, I am the CEO and head designer of Covered Enjoy, which is a fun and vibrant product-based lifestyle brand that supports, promotes, encourages, empowers marginalized Muslim women. So what does marginalized Muslim women mean? So for me, they are the Muslim women who are, for the most part, left out of the greater Muslim conversations. They're not given a platform or a voice. It's most people they think of Muslim women as a certain thing, and then there's a whole population of Muslim women who are not included in that. So who I focus on primarily would be Muslim women who are Black, Muslim women, white Muslim women, Latina Muslim women, convert or revert Muslim women, and first generation Muslims. And that does overlap, I know. So what really inspired me for this brand is my parents are both converted into Islam in the 80s. And we were raised in a very small community, very sheltered. But then when I got out into the world, it's like, wait, something's not adding up. Like, I know I'm Muslim, but then I go out into the world and then I have everybody questioning my identity. Like, where are you from? From here. But how are you from here? I'm like, I don't know. I am, and I had to deal with that a lot. So there's a lot of discrimination within the Muslim communities and also outside. So the Muslim community will say, they'll ask me, like, they'll question my Muslimness, because I'm not Middle Eastern or I'm not Pakistani or something like that. And then people outside, it's kind of the same thing. They're like, well, how are you Muslim if you're Black, So Covered Enjoy is really a brand that, with the products that I design myself and the quotes that I put on them, they give voice and they tell stories and they empower and they uplift. One of my newest designs that I'm really proud of, they have little quotes that say, I am Black, I am Muslim, I'm enough, period. And I want people to have these products in their home when they're drinking their water or drinking their coffee, or they have little tote bags and phone cases, just that empowerment that they get every single day, the affirmation that reminds them that, yes, you are a Muslim and you are Latino, or you're a Muslim and you're Black. You are part of the Ummah, and you are enough for Islam, and Islam is enough for you. And you don't need anybody to question that, because you're here, you belong here in Islam. Sorry. And what I would do if I were to win is I really, really want to trademark Covered in Joy. And I also, and that's going to, from other research that I did, that's going to be about $250. And then with the rest of the $1,750, I want to do a Covered in Joy pop-up shop party. And what I would do with that, well, I have to buy the products. The products first venue is going to be about, let me just check my notes real quick. The venue for 6 hours is going to be $540, and then the products that I want to sell is going to be about $500. And then for decorations and for promotional pieces like table covers and such, I allocated $110, and then for refreshments $100, because I want to make it a very fun experience, and I intend to at least triple what goes into it. And I'm going to do that by, firstly, I will have tickets. So not anybody can just walk into this party. It's going to be tickets. And then with the ticket, there'll be a coupon so that will encourage people to make purchases so that I get more, so that I get people really interacting with me. Because another thing too is that with COVID, I've been locked away, so I haven't had the chance to really talk face to face with my audience, and I really would like to come face to face with them and just have conversations. Because at the end of the day, I want to create a community for us. I want it to be a very safe place. I want people's voices to be heard. I want to hear more stories. Because I've heard a lot of stories for sure, and I want to hear more. I want to hear more unique experiences that people have, because we have these stories that unite us, but then we always also have these stories that are very unique to us as individuals that I really would like to hear and highlight it and share with all of you guys.
Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Khadija, I am a fan of your brand. We've had this conversation. I am a fan of Covered in Joy. And, for me, I think, more people need to hear you. More people need to front face your brand, because the mission that you have, I feel like, last year, 2020, we talked about this yesterday, the layer of the onion was peeled back. Right. And we were forced to face a lot of ugly truths, both, as a society as a whole and also within the Muslim community. And I feel like Covered in Joy is one of those voices inside of the community that helps us to kind of take that Band-Aid off and take a look at, hey, what's really going on, here, and how can we make, it better. And I think your designs are absolutely beautiful. And also love, just your aesthetic and everything that you have going on. So I'm excited for you to be here, number one. And, I'm excited for your business to possibly win as well. So thank you so much for being here. My question is, and I want everybody to write this down if you haven't thought it already. If you don't win the $1,500, how will you raise the $1,500 that you need to be able to make your event happen?
Oh, that is an absolutely wonderful question. And that's also a very difficult question, because I am someone who is just me running this business. Mm-hmm. But, that's hard. But I guess what I would have to do is just keep promoting my business and making sure I set a goal, because I already know how much I need. So I have to set that goal, and I have to make sure I am promoted and making those sales to enable me to have this pop-up. Because I got to grind. I have to make sure I do what I need to do to get this money. Nobody's going to hand it to me. So it's all about me putting in the work, making sure I'm posting on Instagram and posting on Facebook, and making sure that people know who I am, know what I do, know what I offer, and hopefully support me.
Before you go, Taqwa, I actually want to share this story. So Co-Hort 1 We had, I mean, this group was so close. You guys are close as well. I guess it just happens from the time that we're together and you guys just spending time with one another. And in cohort one, the group was very, very close, to one another. And everybody was so, just antsy, like who won, who won, who won. And then we announced the winner. And one of the sisters, she was, her IG handle is Covered in Joy. It's KOVEREDINJOY. Did I get that right, Khadija? Covered in Joy.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I got it right. It's Covered in Joy. So make sure you go and check it out on IG. But so anyway, getting back to the story, she was so upset. And I said, the same exact plan that you have, if you get the money, is the same plan that you're going to use if you're not the winner. It's the same thing. You're still going pedal to the metal, like just go. You have everything it is that you need to create it for yourself. And I want to give you guys some good news. This particular young lady, this business, she was so upset the night. And I literally called everybody and, just mama bear mode, right? And we had a little powwow. 1 week to the day, exactly after we had the pitch contest, she generated $1,500. Exactly. Not $1,600, not $1,501. Exactly $1,500 using the exact same plan. I'm promise you, I'm telling you the truth. Exactly $1,500 she generated in revenue. And you know what I did? I called her. And I asked her, I said, so how did because she did a launch, how did your launch go? And she explained to me, and I said, how much did you sell? And I was like, let's add that up. I said, that's $1,500. I said, and then we had an aha moment. She had an aha moment. She said, that's the same amount that I was so upset the day that I didn't win. So this is my word of encouragement to all of you that are here, and also to anyone who is listening right now. That plan that you have, that you're thinking about, the way you want to promote yourself on social media, the way you want to do everything, itemize it down to the penny. Like Tahira, I mean, the girl had it 158. Okay. She gave us $158. I love it. Right. If she had put 50 cents on there, I would have been done. I would have been done, Tahira. 158.50. I would have fell off my chair. Okay. But down to the penny, if you know it, then go about and do it. So thank you so much for indulging me, Khadija, in answering that question. Go ahead, Taqwa.
Okay. No, I love your presentation. First, I want to say that your son is too adorable. He's so cute, mashallah. And they definitely, I'm sure you can look at him and see like he's your why. He's your, why you want to succeed and why you want to push further, so it's definitely good to have that motivation. Your designs and your illustrations, I love them. I'm into the arts too, so I really love the artistic ability that you put in them. Also, I wanted to ask you, especially as far as you being a product-based business, as far as your avatar, because I know you mentioned the different women that you serve, and as far as your avatar of that niche person, can you tell me a little bit more about specifically that woman, whether it's age range or likes or dislikes, just so I can hear a little bit more about that, because I know that's when when you're selling products, sometimes it is like, okay, well, I'm selling this to women. I know even with jewelry, it's like, okay, but who is really the woman that's going to buy this type of jewelry? So can you tell me a little bit more about your specific avatar to your business?
Okay. So actually my avatar, she has a name. Halima encouraged us to name her avatar, so she has a name. Okay. So my avatar, her name is Malaika Abdul Rashid. Okay. But she actually prefers to go by Angel. And she is Afro-Latina. Yes, I have a whole backstory. Her father's African American, her mother's Colombian, and she grew up very similar to me, very sheltered. And there was a part of her that she felt like she knew she loved Islam. She knew she was Muslim, but there was a part of her that was just like, where do I fit? Where do I belong in this whole sphere of Muslimness? Why don't I feel, comfortable in these certain circles. Where's my hole? Where do I fit? Where's my place? That is who Covered in Joy is for. It's for Angel. It's for that Muslim sister who wants to be seen, wants to be heard, wants her stories to be validated, her experiences. I'm so sorry. The whole family just walked in the door. But she wants that home, and she wants that sisterhood. She wants that community, and that's what my products do. They provide that, because yes, we have products, but also through my Instagram page, we are building a community. We're building a movement. We're creating a table that we can sit down at and have our own conversations about our true experiences. Yeah.
Okay, great.
Mashallah, I love it. I love it. I love it. You know what? We're gonna address what's happening right now, because I think it's important, especially as women, right? And I've had it happen to me. I'm sure all of us have had it happen, specifically women who are mothers, right? What happens in your business when exactly what just happened, Khadija? Exactly what, you know what? It's okay. It's okay, because this is a reality, and I think it's a great teachable moment for all of us, right? So what happens in your business when life happens, when family happens, when those interruptions happen? You literally just did it personified, but maybe we can get your take on it, because maybe this happens, sometimes, on a regular basis. What do you do? And what advice do you have for, maybe someone else?
Okay, so here's the thing. That's actually something I am struggling with, because the way my life is set up right now, where I have my son, I have my sister's 7 kids, and during the week, they just started back to school, so it's just me, my son, and the 3-year-old. But through COVID, when there was no school, my sister was going to work, and it was me home with other kids. It was very difficult. It was very difficult to find the time to create content to go on Instagram. And you have to be committed. That's really, at the end of the day, you have to be committed to it, because life is going to happen. Like, I was in Michigan, I had to go to Ohio, I was at my mom's, I just got back to Michigan not long ago. I've been disruption after disruption after disruption. You have to be committed, and you have to have a plan for when things really get shaken up. But commitment's number one. Have a plan, write it down. And because when you write stuff down, it really helps you. It helps you stay accountable. If you have someone in your life that can really be a support person, that'd be great. I don't have that, but it would be great if I did. Just remember your why, remember your what, and hold very strong to it. And when you get disrupted, you got to keep going. Go over the humps, go around the valleys, all of it. Just keep going, keep going. And there will be times where maybe you don't get a chance to post on Instagram, and you're gonna beat yourself up about it. Or maybe it'll be 1:00 in the morning, and you get the chance to do it. But honestly, you gotta stay committed. So if yesterday you didn't get a chance to post 3 times, tomorrow make sure you post 4 times. If you're trying to make sure you're posted like that, and just keep going. Don't give up. Don't give up. Remember your what. Remember your why. Write it down. Stick to the plan. Stay committed.
I love it. That's the answer. Nothing to add there, right? That's exactly the answer. And I'm grateful for this teachable moment right here in the middle of our pitch contest, right? And literally, like, that was like personified, like, what can happen. And I've had it happen to me, like different life situations that come, that happen. But literally, because I'm so invested in the women that I know when I show up that I'm able to help, I show up. And so, okay, I may be down today, but tomorrow I get back up. And just a quick, tidbit, we talked about this when we talked about social media. Get you that Plan app, that Later app, that Planoly app. And literally that's posting for you. You may not be able to post a reel because you have to post a reel in real time, right? And even some of the videos, but you can get that post up there, and that post can post for you when life happens, right? So just like she said, just staying committed and not losing focus. And one of the things that I'll say, especially with our families, especially with our children, when they see us being resilient, it encourages them to be resilient as well. It encourages them, literally, she is an example for the next generation right now. Like, I want, I want this money for my business. I want this opportunity, for my business. And so I'm showing up no matter what's happening. I showed up, and you won just because you showed up, Khadija. You won because you showed up. And so there's that right there. And then, of course, you have all the information. Listen, guys, we're a little bit over time. Taqwa and I are going to go off, and we're going to deliberate. All the participants, you will receive a new link in just a bit for you guys to join us for the announcement of the winners. And all of you that are watching at home, that you're on Facebook, you're on YouTube, I see all of you. Love you guys so much, and thank you so much for being here. We're just go ahead and come right back, same channel, same place, and we should be back around 9:15. So in about 30 minutes or so, we'll be back, and we will announce the winner. Thank you guys so much for being here. I so appreciate you. We'll be right back. Peace. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam.